It's time for the ultimate episode of my Minimize With Me series. We have decluttered the entire inside of our house and said our goodbyes to a good 75% of our things, and it has truly made our lives so much easier. We're not quite done yet though. Today it's time for the biggest project of all, the garage. This is the space where almost all of the stuff that we got rid of inside of the house is now sitting here waiting to be packed in the car for donating. There's boxes and boxes that we still haven't even unpacked from when we moved in over a year and a half ago, and there's tons of trash, empty boxes, and just clutter that's hindering us from utilizing the space like we need to. This video will be packed with motivation like always, and we're going to be doing it all today. That includes taking loads to the donation center so you can really see what that process looks like and just how easy it really is. And of course, on top of that, we're going to be editing all of our things and cleaning up the space so we can lift this burden of this unnecessary clutter off of our shoulders and finally get everything out of the house. That way we can truly start to live in a minimal home filled with only the items that we actually use. I can't wait to do this with you, and let's get started. You ready to do this?
Yep. Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it. Where do we even start? Honestly, I don't know. I just kind of went in there and started grabbing things that I knew didn't belong, which is honestly most of this stuff. And when I'm taking everything out, I'm not putting it directly onto my driveway. I'm actually putting it directly into the cars. So we have two designated cars, and we have a car for trash, and that's gonna go to the dumpster. And then we have a car for donations, and that will go to Goodwill or any donation center. So that way, when we take something out of the garage, we're not just putting it into a separate pile, but we're actually putting it where it goes. So it kind of saves an extra step to put it straight into the car rather than to just put it on the driveway, if that makes sense. So we just backed our cars right up into the driveway and had them right next to the garage and made it really easy for us. Once the truck was loaded up with our first pile of trash, we decided to just go down the street to our dumpster. Luckily, we live in a new build area, so there's tons of dumpsters around our whole neighborhood. So we got really lucky, but if you don't have a dumpster, you can always rent one out or just find something on the side of the street. It's probably a little bit frowned upon to do that, but I don't know. I mean, that's what works. We're getting it out of our house, and that's what matters, okay? Luckily, when we were doing this, my parents actually came over so they could help watch the kids, and just for an extra set of hands, my dad also has a truck, so that also helped us a lot. They also helped us take loads over to Goodwill, and just having an extra car and an extra set of hands is always so nice. But I'm gonna show you a clip here in just a minute. My mom actually fell, and she's totally fine, but it was just hilarious, and we got it on camera, so here it is. You okay? What? You okay? What just happened?
I just ate it.
Did you fall down the stairs? Do you need help?
Yes.
Come on. Okay. Okay. Don't worry, Ginger was fine. It was more funny than anything, but she just got right back up and started helping us, so thank you, Mom. But we're just gonna finish taking everything out, and then in a minute, we're gonna take our first load to the donation center. Okay, so we made a pretty good dent so far. We ran out of room in our car, so we're gonna go take a load to the donation center. We'll probably go to Goodwill or Salvation Army, and then we'll come back and finish the rest. Lucky whoever gets these. Oh, geez. Wait, she's caught up, Mom. All right, load number 1 on the way. Our car is packed and loaded. We're ready to go. You ready to go, guys?
Okay.
Say ready to go. All right. Okay, so we went to the Salvation Army and it's open, but the donation center spot is closed off. So that's great. I've actually never donated anything from here. I usually only go to Goodwill because it's just easier, and this just proves my point. So now we're gonna go to Goodwill, which is just right down the road. It shouldn't be too far of a drive, but still. You definitely don't have to get out and help unload your donations. There's a whole bunch of workers that will just do it for you. But we personally have some stuff back there that was back there before that we just don't want to get donated. There's also just so much stuff, so Nick is helping out. Our first trip to the G-Dubs is done, and now we're just gonna get straight back into what we were already doing, separating the trash into a certain car and the donation pile into a certain car. And then everything that we're actually keeping in the garage is just going like onto our lawn. So, which isn't much, to be honest, because we really wanna keep this clear, and we don't want to be dealing with cleaning this up, and we don't want it to look like this ever again. So we're not gonna have as much stuff this time, and that's just what works for us. I'm always getting the question of how I'm able to let things go so easily and how I can decide what to let go of and what to keep. And I really want to elaborate on this answer because there's just so many moving parts to this, and I just have so many different sides and answers to this question that I really want to talk about. So I'm going to be posting a whole Minimize With Me update on how this lifestyle change has benefited our family, and just some explanation on why we wanted to do this, how we started doing this, and how it's affecting our lives. And I cannot wait to go in depth and explain all of that to you. So that will be the next Minimize With Me video coming up. And then after that, I want to do a house tour and just show you how everything's holding up, what it looks like now, if things have changed, and what is working for us. So I'm so excited to show you those videos and to talk to you and go in depth and just preach about this whole decluttering minimalism journey, because it truly, truly has changed our lives for the better. And I want you guys to get in on this too.
What?
There's a bug! I don't know if it's alive. Fuck. No, it's something. No, I'm not going over there. We're getting there, you guys. The progress is being made. You can see the floor and everything is looking really good so far. So all the trash is pretty much picked up at this point. So we're gonna do our last trash run. So me and Nick just went ahead really quick to the dumpster and we're gonna start dumping out the last load of the car, and then we're gonna come back and start filling up the last load of this car for Goodwill, and then we'll be done. I cannot believe it already. It's so exciting. You'll notice sometimes that at the beginning of these clips, I'll slow it down and show you the real time before I speed it up. And I do that because I know it looks like I'm doing this all fast and easy, but trust me, it's not. This took us the entire day to complete, so don't feel like you have to go all the time. I know in these videos it can look like that's what's happening. And as long as you're getting it done at your own pace, then that's all that matters. But with that being said, I think once you commit to a project, it's easiest to just finish it that day. I normally like to dedicate one whole day to declutter a certain space in my home, and sometimes you have to just come back to it the next day. But I find that if I only do a little bit at a time and drag out the project over weeks, then it just honestly never gets finished. So for me, although I'm pacing myself throughout the day, I'm still making sure I do the most I can in one day so it actually gets the task finished. We're still trekking along and pretty much everything is cleared out. Now it's just time to clean everything up. So I'm using a shovel and a giant broom to just sweep all this dust, dirt, and whatever the heck else is in this pile. And I'm just starting to get this floor all cleared off and it looks so much better already. So we're gonna finish sweeping real quick and then I'm just gonna do some finishing touches. So I'm just gonna move some things around and put everything in its permanent place. And we are done. It feels so good. I cannot even believe it. It looks so good. Let me show you. I have to remind you the before of this, you guys. We couldn't even walk through. There was this little path that you can clearly see. That's the only way that we could walk. So cluttered, so useless, and here it is now. And we did it. Everything is done, decluttered, and out of my house, and it feels so amazing. I cannot wait to update you guys in the next Minimize With Me video of how everything is going, and I hope that you really enjoyed seeing me declutter this final room. This was definitely the grand finale, and we saved the best for last. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to have you. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you are inspired by it and if it makes you want to declutter your own home. We'll see you in a few days on a new one. Bye.